Hello and good morning. Welcome back to the vlog. Thank you so much for joining us. Today's a super busy day. It's Friday the 29th. I thought I would bring you guys along here for kind of like another little typical day. It's kind of a slower day, to be honest with you, which is great because that means that I get to do the vlog. I have a buyer consultation that I'm driving to now up in the Kennesaw, Marietta area for a referral that came from a friend of mine. So super excited about that and to get her search started. This is not going to be evergreen, but it is really, really hard to be a buyer of real estate things in Atlanta right now. And while I'm excited, I'm hesitantly optimistic. You know, there is new inventory coming on the market, but it is moving very, very quickly. And again, for early 2021 here, it's just the nature of the beast. After that, I'm gonna go preview a property for another buyer that I have. Kind of a unique situation. He's really into cars, imagine that. And then go get a haircut, maybe trim things up a little bit here. And then what else? Just a lot of follow-up throughout the day. Anytime I'm in the car, you know, if you're a new agent and you're watching this especially, even just a small business owner, let's not just limit it to real estate. When you start a new business, you have to go tell everyone about that business. And you have to be very, very strategic with who you're calling about that business. And so one thing that I think I've really tried to focus in on is finding and identifying other small businesses and other influencers and people around me that I already know, like, and trust myself, that I hope also like and trust me as well, and want to see me succeed. So I reach out to those people and I say, hey, look, I'm in real estate now. I'd love to have, you know, your permission to reach out to folks in your database, but also I'd love to have referrals come from you. I'm sending people your way. You know, you're my accountant, or I buy a closing gift or something from your shop. You know, I'm really trying to focus in on, let's do more business together. I think we can both add value to our network. I try to make like 10 to 20 phone calls a day. And that's to past clients, that's to people in my circle that haven't done business with me, that may potentially at some point, or just other people, honestly, you know, following up with clients that I am actively working with to know that, you know, I'm making other phone calls for them and for their search, or to help them sell, you know, their home or their investment. So that's just one thing that very, very early on I focused on anytime I was behind the wheel. And obviously you've got to be safe about it, right? But just make the calls, put in that work. You've got the time, you're not doing anything else. I used to listen to a lot of podcasts. I love music, so I used to listen to a ton of music. But this can be very, very productive time if you make it that way. And so anytime I get behind the wheel, I just go through my contacts and see who I need to reach out to, who's someone that I haven't spoken to in a while. So hopefully that's helpful to someone. But anyway, let's go to this buyer consult. Good buyer's consultation. However, I'll never understand other agents. Hello. The first thing she said to me was, look, I have a friend that's in the business that's been helping me, but she's not hitting the mark. Pain point, hello. Anyone in sales, like 101. There is pain, fix the pain. And don't vomit all over it. Don't spew what you think you need to say right there. Just wait. Wait for things to come out. You need to understand what the pain is. Why is that a pain? Do not jump to conclusions. Do not try to solve that pain immediately. You need better context for that pain. Tell me more about that. It's like the world just opened up. So yeah, she's friends with me, but she's missing the mark. Tell me how she's missing the mark. Tell me more about that. What do you mean by that? Well, she's sending me houses that are this and that and the other, and I want this and that and the other. And this lady has been friends with her since like high school. I mean, that just blows my mind. Blows my mind. Listen to your clients. Solve their pain when you have better context for your clients. I don't know what she means by that. Like, big yard, big house. Okay, those are definitive things that I can actually put into the search or remove from the search. So anyway, sorry, I just get fired up. I mean, I'm glad it worked out for me, obviously, but you know, it's a shame. I mean, this is a perfect example of how we can lose more clients because of us not listening, not doing our job, not doing our due diligence when it comes to our clients, and just telling them what we think they need to hear. Wrong. Go back to school, or just subscribe here and I'll give you some more lessons. All right, so I did stop in Canton real quick. I've got this new under contract, new construction here for one of my investor clients. It's going to be turning this into a rental, so I stopped in here real quick. The day actually took quite a bit of a turn right about here because I wasn't planning on doing this, and actually ended up in Cumming next, so here you go. All right, folks, so this is the little neighborhood here that I'm representing. I'm not looking at what I'm filming, I'm just driving because we got to get on to the next thing here, but oh, okay. No, it's not a stop sign. First of all, I love this. I love the fact that this is happening. We're in Canton. That's Sandy Springs PD. Okay, so this is a new neighborhood. This is actually like phase 2. We were just out of phase 3 over there. My client, an investor, is under contract on a property there. If you follow me on Instagram at Matt_LaMarsh, you've already seen that house. I think I put it on my stories at some point. But anyway, cool little neighborhood up here in Canton. 250 to 300 range. They've got about 20 units left to build in this place, but just a really cool neighborhood, and super excited for them. Just checking in on the progress, kind of where they are at this point. So there you go. Okay, so now we're in Canton, looking at this house. This is on like 3 acres, I think, 5 acres, something like that. A client of mine wants to build a shop here, potentially use this as like a commercial space, but have my concerns about this. Okay, so now over here in Cumming, there's a piece of, I'm not going to give you guys a sign because he's not returning my phone calls, but there's a property back here. The problem is I had to come out here because there's no pictures. There's a picture of the survey, like an overhead shot, and when you go to Google Earth, the house is set back so far. I don't even know if you can see. Yeah, that white thing back there is the house. So it looks like it's like 2.5, maybe 3 acres or so. So anyway, super frustrating when agents don't post pictures of the house. We're buying the house, we're not buying the land. I know it's potential commercial and everything else, but my goodness, frustrating. And honestly, from that approach, like, is this house really for sale? Are they really interested in selling it? Because the house comes with the property, the land is part of the sale, and it's put as potential commercial. But if my buyer wants to buy the house, it might be valuable to show the house. I'll never understand why in a good market like this, agents get lazy and not just putting a picture of the interior of the house. There's not even a picture of the exterior of the house. I just saw it for the first time. I mean, this is another thing from like the seller side that is just super frustrating. People want detail. I mean, 80% of the visibility that you get is from the internet. A picture of the inside of that house would probably help sell it faster. Hello? I really hesitate to post this type of content, but at the same time, I think it's really important that, in particular, my clients understand the why behind what I do. And when it comes to marketing, pictures, videos, like all of this stuff tells a story and is really, really important. And when there is none of that, you're not putting your best foot forward to help get that property moved as quickly as possible. So anyway, rant over. I'm over it. I know what I now know, and we're just gonna lowball them. I'm just kidding. We're not going to lowball them, but I do think it's an interesting property and could be a good fit, and that's all that matters. Protecting my client on to Marietta for one more showing. So haircut done. Woo-wee! Mr. Crispy does a great job. So I didn't get to show you any of those houses, but here's a couple quick pictures of those two. One turned into 2 because we got a showing request approved at the last minute. When you send it 24 hours ahead of time, it just makes you question. Again, that's why I work so hard, because when you're dependent on other people, sorry, let me get that glare out of there. It's really, really, really challenging. Like, everything becomes twice as difficult as soon as you add one more person to the mix. And again, it's like, these houses are on the market and they might be under contract. I mean, do you want to sell it or do you not? So anyway, I told you I wasn't going to talk about it anymore, but we did. So showed 2 houses, went, got my haircut. I'm back to the house now. It is 4:30. If you've been following along on Instagram, though, you've been getting all of this as it happens. So at Matt_LaMarsh. I mean, I'm trying to shorten up my stories a little bit and add as much value in the shortest amount of time possible, because I believe, as a practitioner of what I preach here, that documentation is so much more important than like trying to blow yourself up or put yourself on a pedestal. I'm just showing you guys what I'm doing every day. That's my objective here. And if you've been here for a long time, you're pretty clear on that by now. But if you're new to this whole thing, I do these videos for my kids. It's not technically for you, the viewer. I mean, it is, but it's not. Whether anyone watches this or not, for me, this is for my kids, super long term, I mean, grandkids and everything else. Because I just want them to look back on this and go, man, he was really working hard. And I do. I work really hard. But I also, take time to disconnect, to turn this thing off, to get away from my phone. This weekend will be a pretty good example of that. And I'm just looking forward to a little bit of a break, because after days like this, it's just like, it's a lot. And, again, I can't show you guys the other 50% or so, the phone calls, the text messages, the emails and stuff in between everything that you've seen here. So I have a favor to ask. Leave me a comment below if you'd like to see someone else film all of this, because there's a whole nother half of content here. There's probably like a 20-minute episode of my entire day. I'd love to know if you'd like to see that. Leave me a comment below and say yes. Just say yes, and I'll know what you mean. Because I think a day in the life of what you've seen here today, but in addition, the other half of stuff that goes on, the engagement on Instagram, the Facebook comments and the videos and everything else that I do on a daily basis that I don't document, I want to capture that at least once. And so it will mean that I will have to pay for it because I can't do this on a really high level while performing for my clients and doing what I do on a day-to-day basis. So I want to do at least one of those and see if maybe having a videographer makes sense, as a strategy. Because again, I think when you see how hard I work for my clients, all of my clients, you really get a new appreciation for how things are moving. And again, when we involve other people in this process, how painful it can be sometimes. I'm hoping for like a real, raw, authentic, gritty video to come out of that. But just yes or no in the comments. That would mean a lot to me. But that is the vlog. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for following along in today's video. Excuse me as I spit all over you. The real work starts now that it's 4:30 and I got to get to some kids and some family time for a little while. And by the way, if you aren't on Clubhouse yet, what are you waiting for? Tons of great content coming out of that. Tons of great masterminds, conversations that I can't believe I'm a part of, that I get to be a part of. I'm just really grateful for that platform. And if you don't know what Clubhouse is, shoot me a message here or a comment below, or go find me on Instagram and DM me there. I'd love to get you in. I think I've got 1 or 2 invites left if you're interested in that platform. Super cool. Tons of great content. But again, nothing without execution. And so get on that platform, reap the benefits, and then go do it. Become a practitioner, because that's where the rubber hits the road. We can talk about this stuff all day long, or we can talk about it, strategize on it, and then go do it. That's where you'll see the results. So thank you again for joining the vlog. I really do appreciate it. Have a great weekend. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.